Okay.
Mr. Jobst clearly intended to be the knight who slew the Mitchell dragon. Unfortunately for him, his lance was not as strong as he believed it to be, and it has broken in the contest.
Oh yeah, before we go see the dinosaurs, I prepared a video for today. It is from the internet anarchist who makes like fairly nice short video essays about people. And this time we're gonna watch how this loved YouTuber destroyed his reputation. And it's about Karl Jobst. I don't know who Karl... Do you know who Karl Jobst is? I don't. I don't. No. What about the gem? Who? Yeah, well, we gotta learn something today then, I guess. No clue? This dragon and shower training. Eh. The only thing I would train is the shower. As I'm telling ya. I'm telling ya. As. Sha. Choo 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 choo. Such a good song, but we're gonna stop now. What about muscle training? I have good leg muscles and tail muscles. They support my whole body. They support my whole body. So, let's see. So, since you also don't know who that is, now I'm a little bit concerned of what we're gonna watch. Arm muscles. Yeah, fine. Let's see who this, wait, Karl Jobst. I don't know who that is. I really do not know. Let's see who that is and why he destroyed his reputation. I bet your arm muscles are heavy too. I mean, yeah, but not as heavy as my legs.
Karl Jobst's decade-long reputation is crumbling right in front of him.
So, do you now know who that is? Because I still do not know who that is. Is it also loud enough? I still don't know.
His eyes. And there's nothing he can do to escape the situation he's gotten himself into. What started with him calling someone a cheater in video games...
In my previous video.
Hello, Para.
Which was mostly focused on Guinness World Records. I lambasted Guinness for their shady practices and their reinstatement of records from a proven cheater, otherwise known as Billy
Para, do you know who Karl Jobst is, perchance?
Mitchell. Mitchell was upset by this and thought it was a good idea to begin a defamation claim against me.
Ended with a roast session from a judge.
Mr. Jobst clearly intended to be the knight who slew the Mitchell dragon. Unfortunately for him, his lance was not as strong as he believed it to be, and it has broken in the contest.
Karl had everything he could ask for in his legal battle against Billy Mitchell, from near universal support from the internet, including some of the biggest names on YouTube.
But what happens when you spend your entire lives as nothing but a clown? Someone who just embarrasses themselves at every step of their journey.
I've heard V3 say the name a few times before, but aside from that, I don't know much about them. I have no idea what happened. I just thought the title is interesting, and I was like, okay, maybe I can learn how to not destroy my reputation. I'm gonna watch it. Yeah, it's Charlie.
Well, then you end up like Billy Mitchell.
To a loyal fan base willing to shell out over 200,000 Australian dollars to help their favorite creator.
What's an Australian?
Just as everything was going in Karl's favor, something unexpected happened that no one saw coming.
He's Australian.
On the 1st of April, I lost my lawsuit against Billy Mitchell, and the judge has ordered me to pay $350,000 in damages, plus interest. He goes without saying this is not the result I wanted or expected.
Let me do the trialing. The who's this guy situation.
And it's honestly quite shocking.
Apparently, Billy's reason for suing Karl was completely different from what everyone thought it was, leaving fans with a bitter sense of betrayal and broken trust. And by the way things are going, regaining his audience's trust seems almost impossible. Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries, and today we're diving into the unexpected downfall of Karl Jobst, how he earned a reputation as someone willing to take on cheaters and bullies on the internet, only to see that reputation get destroyed practically.
Oh, he also made video essays, I think. Look. The biggest thief in speedrunning history. He also makes those essay expose kind of type of videos, it seems, but I don't know yet.
Overnight. But things didn't start off that way for Karl. Before he was a YouTuber, he was a fairly well-known speedrunner for classic games like GoldenEye 007 and Perfect Dark all the way back in 1999. He stuck with this kind of content for the years to come, uploading his first ever YouTube video in 2014, which was a 3-game speedrun compilation.
Watch me beat 3 of the most classic games ever released from Nintendo in less than 1 hour.
Though he didn't start uploading more regularly until December of 2017, where he started off with his usual speedrunning content, before adding in a new recurring series in which he exposed and called out people who tried to cheat their way to the top.
Henning was a serial liar and cheater. It is such a shame that a player such as this felt the need to resort to these actions and completely destroy everything that he had worked years to achieve. As another top player, I am extremely saddened that his legitimate runs are not shown side by side with my own.
Karl's intense passion for keeping the speedrunning community free of cheaters was clear from his earliest uploads. What no one knew at the time, however, was that this same passion would one day lead to his downfall. But before that, let's rewind a bit and meet the man at the center of it all, William James Mitchell Jr., better known as Billy Mitchell. Billy's an old school gamer who made a name for himself by pushing classic arcade games like Pac-Man to their limits. He also set the world record for the highest score in Donkey Kong in 1982, earning him the title of the video game player of the century. His fame hit new heights in 2007 when a full documentary about
Hello, Adrian. That would be a very, very big title. Here's my opinion. The speedrun community is toxic. Monty, I think every community is toxic. You just it depends on like what is louder sometimes.
About him titled
The King of Cheaters.
Of
Wait,
Kong.
Adrian, you know that person? Okay, because we all do not know what's about what this video is about though.
Dropped on the internet.
As every
By this
community
point,
has
Billy
toxic
likely thought
people.
of himself as the greatest video game player of all time. However, his reputation came crashing down in 2018 when Twin Galaxies, the company that certified his Donkey Kong record, found evidence of him allegedly cheating and removed his record. And that's where Karl enters the picture. In July of 2020, Karl posted a now deleted video titled Guinness World Records Should Stay Out of Gaming. It was a video essay in which Karl argued that the Guinness World Records company lacked the expertise to properly verify video game related records. And about 11 minutes into the
I mean, I wouldn't say that this is like a bad way to say it. Like if you do not have the expertise, and Guinness World Records is like, I don't even like, you open that book, we have it every year. It still exists, by the way. Every year there is a new version of this book. And it's insane what people like come up with to just be in this freaking book, man.
video, he mentioned the Billy Mitchell case to back his argument. You see, once Twin Galaxies stripped Billy of his record, Guinness followed suit, since they relied on Twin Galaxies for their scores. However, not long after, Guinness reinstated his record, overruling Twin Galaxies' verdict, despite not having any expertise in the field. And that's what rubbed Karl the wrong way.
Lately, things have gotten much worse, and a couple of terrible decisions have essentially destroyed their relationship with most gamers. The worst of which being the reinstatement of world records of a proven cheater. In 2018, Twin Galaxies stripped Mitchell of all of his records after it was shown that his Donkey Kong scores were not performed on a Donkey Kong arcade. Following this decision, Guinness also removed Mitchell's records after receiving this advice from Twin Galaxies. However, in a bizarre turn of events, Guinness decided to reinstate Mitchell's records last month, going against the ruling of Twin Galaxies.
Regular show had an episode of him? Oh, so you do kind of know those people? Because I still do have no clue who that is. Not just be in it, but you even have to pay them for them to come. Yeah, you have to. And if the problem is, you also like pay a punishment fee if, for example, your record try is depending on weather, and the weather is bad, so you cannot do your record try. You still have to pay them, and you have to pay them again so they come back for the better weather.
This is a crazy decision, as Guinness are not experts in high scores and are in no position to make judgments.
And it's really expensive.
And while this was a small section in a much broader video, Billy didn't like the way Karl talked about him and threatened legal action.
It seems as though Mitchell didn't appreciate.
So, okay, so to sum it up, Billy cheated, got exposed by Guinness World Records and the company, like another company, I forgot the name. Karl made a video about him and he didn't like it, and then he started suing Karl. Okay, got it. Jobst had some good videos, one speedrun cheaters and other gaming controversies, but Billy became a personal enemy of him. I think this is like where we're like starting to get into this enemy arc.
His cameo in my previous video, which was mostly focused on Guinness World Records. I lambasted Guinness for their shady
Really? He
practices
sued them
and their
too?
reinstatement of records from a proven cheater,
Okay.
otherwise known as Billy Mitchell. Mitchell was upset by this and thought it was a good idea to begin a defamation claim against me. He contacted multiple lawyers in my state, eventually finding one gullible enough to forward on a notice demanding that I take down the video, apologize, and pay him $150,000. You heard correctly.
What? Imagine you make a video about somebody and then if somebody sues you, is like, hey, give me 150K. Cash on hand. Let's go. What
He is
fuck?
demanding $150,000 because I briefly mentioned him in a video 2 weeks ago.
But instead of backing off after this threat, Karl doubled down and began covering Billy's antics in much greater detail. He released videos talking about Billy's lawsuit against Twin Galaxies for revoking his record, and the one he filed against another YouTuber for calling him a cheater. Karl even went as far as creating a GoFundMe to help others caught in Billy's wave of lawsuits, stating, Billy Mitchell, the disgraced Donkey Kong player who was caught cheating and lying multiple times, continues to use the legal system as a weapon against those who speak out against him. This GoFundMe has been created in order to help his current victims afford legal defenses. This apparently enraged Billy even more.
Yeah, but it's an actual very nice way of Karl to support people who are victims of him, right? But man, Billy pissed. Billy makes most of his money from defamation lawsuits in the last 10 years. Holy! I said that's funny. I definitely have a faint memory for the regular show. I didn't know who the work. Hello, George. Wait, is this Billy fucking Mitchell? Yeah. And Karl Jobst. Yeah, but sadly the defamation Billy was sued over was on the cheating allegations. Wait, what? Okay.
After a couple
maybe we'll see it in the video.
Filed a massive $450,000 defamation lawsuit against Karl.
God.
Now, a YouTuber getting sued by someone they criticized is nothing new. I recently covered something similar between BitBoy and Atozy, and just like that
I don't know who that is,
the vast majority
too.
of people stood firmly behind Karl, helping him raise over $200,000 on GoFundMe, all while making fun of Billy every chance they got, with comments like, "This guy is not the clown, not the circus, but the whole entertainment industry." And Billy Mitchell's the kind of guy to Google himself all day long just to find people to sue. Even the creator of Minecraft.
Imagine your reputation is that you Google yourself every day to see who you can sue. Monga. The movie Pixels has a draft play, a parody of Bill. What? What?
Minecraft, Notch chimed in and pledged to cover all of Karl's legal fees, no matter the total cost. Karl also kept posting videos about Billy and all the lawsuits he lost against other people and companies along the way. By the time his case against Karl reached trial, Billy was already 0 for 8. Every prior lawsuit had been dismissed or settled. So to say that Karl and his fans were confident in a total victory would be an understatement.
Lawsuit Billy has remaining is the one against me. Am I really going to be the only person Billy wins against? Oh boy, wouldn't that just be hilarious.
The decision was set to be announced during a YouTube live stream on the 1st of April 2025. Thousands of people tuned in to see Billy get destroyed by the judge. But what happened next caught everyone off guard.
Yeah. I know that, but I want to know why. But don't spoil me. I think we will watch it in the video.
Everyone in a state of shock and confusion.
Okay.
Mr. Jobst clearly intended to be the knight who slew the Mitchell dragon. Unfortunately for him, his lance was not as strong as he believed it to be, and it is broken in the contest. I have found that all of this conduct has caused Mr. Mitchell additional personal harm and additional harm to his reputation. I have concluded that there should be judgment for Mr. Mitchell in the sum of $300,000 for non-economic loss and $50,000 in aggravated damages.
The court ruled in Billy's favor, ordering Karl to pay over $350,000 in damages alongside Billy's legal fees. And while we don't have the exact figures, some estimates put the total cost to be over $1.5 million. That said, the financial blow pales in comparison to the true cost of the lawsuit, Karl's reputation. Because, as it turns out, Karl had been lying about the case from the very beginning. Or at least, that's how his fans feel after learning the truth.
Hello, Private,
you see, up until the very end, most people believed that Billy sued Karl for calling him a cheater, when, in reality, Billy filed the defamation suit after Karl publicly accused him of something far more serious. However, to fully understand the situation, we first need to look at the lawsuit.
Who's this now? Hello, Private.
Billy filed against another speedrunning YouTuber back in 2019. Benjamin Smith, aka Apollo Legend, made a couple of videos exposing the inconsistencies in Billy's original Donkey Kong record back in 2018. Billy didn't like the critique and ended up suing Apollo a few months.
Billy's like, I do not like what you talk about that. I sue you. What kind of okay, well, take this is small PP energy. If you are so upset about something because you messed up, fucking small PP.
Months later in 2019,
I'm sorry.
Apollo eventually settled the case with Billy in 2020.
Oh wait, I should not say anything against him. He probably will sue me.
Agreeing to remove all videos related to him from his channel and to never mention him again. Tragically, not long after this settlement, Apollo posted his last video on YouTube.
Billy's the male version of Karen. I will sue you. I need to talk to a manager now. Yeah.
Thanking his fans for their love and support before ending everything. Which brings us back to Billy's victory against Karl, the reason for which can be traced back to a single mistake Karl made back in 2021. In one of his many videos about Billy, Karl said this.
He also sued YouTuber Apollo Legend for $1 million. I haven't spoken about this publicly, but this lawsuit ultimately ended with Apollo giving in and settling with Mitchell. He was forced to remove all of his videos about Mitchell's cheating and paid him a large sum of money. This left him deeply in debt, which required him to find extra work. But with his ongoing health issues, this was all too much of a burden, and he ultimately took his own life.
Insinuating that Billy was the reason behind Apollo Legend's self-assassination. This was an extremely serious allegation.
That is very much an extreme allegation.
And Karl didn't provide any evidence to back his claim. The part about Apollo having to pay Billy a large sum and going into debt as a result was also essentially made up, since none of it was ever mentioned in the info that was released to the public. To top it all off, Apollo never once suggested that Billy played a role in his tragic decision. In his final video, he only mentioned his ongoing battle with declining mental health and physical health as the biggest reason.
What you guys have to understand is that for really my whole life, I've had to deal with serious physical illness, serious mental illness,
No, poor soul.
as well as some pretty terrible past experiences. And it's finally hit me where I realized that this is not something that is gonna go away.
Now, making
That's
such
very
a massive
bad, yeah.
allegation without any evidence was his first mistake. The second major mistake Karl made was hiding the truth of the lawsuit from his audience. And the backlash was immediate. Like this top reply under his tweet announcing the loss, which reads, "You could really use some self-reflection instead of blaming Billy for something that was pure conjecture by you, even in defeat. Look at how many people are surprised because you repeatedly misled them on the actual purpose of the lawsuit." Karl first replied to the backlash with a statement on Twitter, reading, there are a lot of lies being spread that I falsely claimed Billy sued me because I said he cheated. I never claimed this. I only claimed it was relevant as part of my defense. I didn't openly discuss certain details for obvious reasons, but I was never trying to hide why I was being sued. But the criticism that I should have been more transparent is valid, and I'm sorry. Truthfully, I didn't want to repeat or mention any claims regarding Apollo Legend because it may have jeopardized my defense. I never intentionally lied regarding Apollo Legend either. I relied on incorrect information from multiple sources. I retracted the statements once I confirmed it was accurate, but apparently it was not sufficient. But instead of calming things down, it only fueled the outrage. Many who felt betrayed by the reveal saw this as Karl trying to deflect the blame, with one angry viewer writing, "A vast majority of your identity in the past few years has been this lawsuit, and only in one of these videos you decided to mention the smoking gun that would have completely changed the audience's perception of you. Stuff like this is why nobody trusts a thing anymore." Now, to be fair, Karl did include a link to one of his videos that outlined Billy's actual reasoning behind the lawsuit.
He blamed me for taking the life of another human being and for what I did to him. And I said, that's it.
However, what he failed to mention in his statement is that this was only a small portion in one of the many videos he posted about Billy in the last few years.
I mean, if you have so many videos about one person, there's something similar going on in the German creator bubble with ApoRed and Mimi, those two people. Mimi is like so obsessed with ApoRed that I think it's like the 14th video that he made about him. They're all funny and entertaining and sometimes even a bit shocking about how much detail he knows about the other, but it's still, if it's such an obsession about someone, maybe sometimes it's just good to drop it, right? Hello, Pizza, welcome.
Not to mention the fact that instead of addressing the matter with the depth it deserved, Karl hand-waved this away almost immediately.
Billy Mitchell is referring to the YouTuber Apollo Legend, who tragically took his own life in December of 2020. I won't go into specifics about this particular point because it does relate to his ongoing law.
Honestly, it's not as bad as the YouTubers making daily videos on Piker. Yeah, that is, videos about that person is absolutely insane. Thank you, Sin.
Lawsuit against
Hi,
me.
Pizza. How
But
are the
again,
kids?
everything he just said
How's
is
the
a
wife?
lie.
Put simply, Karl posted dozens of videos talking about Billy and his many lawsuits. Yet, only one of them mentioned the truth of what the lawsuit was about. So, it's no surprise that so many viewers believed he was being sued for the cheating allegations. On the 17th of April, Karl returned with a 30-minute video titled I Lost, in which he tried to defend his actions again. But just like his previous attempt on Twitter, this did little to salvage his sinking reputation. The whole thing felt like Karl trying to shift the blame of his blunder onto others, going as far as to claim that this quote, misunderstanding, was caused by online media articles.
Normally, I'd give you a full breakdown of this kind of thing, but because this one involves me, I'm going to keep my cards a lot closer to my chest.
Wait, it's not that long ago. It was in the middle of Pandudu.
What I will tell you is that I am being sued for defamation, and the amount of damage
Daniel,
being
don't look
sought
up, Piker.
is $450,000.
Don't look it up.
I will definitely.
Spouse has a migraine and the youngest is showering after the evening bath. Are you saying that because I did not shower today because I was too exhausted?
Be giving you updates as we go, but I don't want to give out too many details or strategies before I use them in court. After this, I didn't talk about my lawsuit at all for over a year. And during this time, news outlets were posting articles about how Billy was suing me for cheating. Again, this wasn't because I said this. I wasn't even talking about my lawsuit at all. These articles were being written because reporters were reading the court documents where these issues were being argued.
Completely sidelining his lack of transparency once more, as the comments under this video mention, I have followed you over the years and never had the impression that this lawsuit was about anything other than him cheating. I went back and rewatched all of Karl's videos about the law.
Oh, see, even people went back and rewatched it to be sure what they're like posting. That is actually some dedication to not comment something wrong. Really big respect to Gorgeous in this case.
lawsuit. In context, they all give the impression that the lawsuit was about cheating. The Apollo Legend connection was barely mentioned. Even Charlie, who fully supported Karl in the past and was also called in as a witness, had no idea what the case was really about.
Charlie was in the whole thing
That's fucking
too.
brutal. Well, I thought that was dead to rights.
Ah.
Then again, I didn't know what the full case was about. When I was called as a witness, it was about his reputation. And they kept bringing up the grapevine
delete that
effects
research
and then
page.
failing
Absolutely.
to prove it in any
Fast.
meaningful capacity to the point the judge got mad at Billy Mitchell's lawyers. So I thought that was a slam dunk W. I don't know what happened there towards the end that went so wrong.
Bluntly speaking, this lawsuit has been an utter disaster for Karl Jobst. Not only did he give Billy Mitchell his first complete legal victory in decades.
So the downfall of Karl Jobst as told by his own YouTube thumbnails. Huge fraud. Please don't sue me. They're suing everyone. I'm screwed.
He did so in a way that destroyed his reputation too. This has also given Billy Mitchell the opportunity to roast the living hell out of Karl on social media, with him posting clips of chapters of Karl's life that many of his viewers have never seen before.
Hi, Karl Jobst here, creator of ApproachHerNow.com. And if you're looking to increase your level of confidence around women and decrease the amount of anxiety you feel when you want to approach women, you've come to the right place. Hey guys, it's Karl here.
Where does he has that footage?
In this video, I'm going to demonstrate.
Hello, just a guy, a bit too tired to chat. No, it's okay. Just hang out if you feel like it, but go to bed if you feel sleepy. No pressure at all. Welcome, welcome.
A simple and easy approach you can do if you're looking to overcome your fear of approaching women.
Repurposing Karl's catchphrase, "Hello you absolute legends," into "Hello you absolute virgins," all while promoting his hot sauce with the discount code KARLLOST. And
I don't know. I mean, yes, he fucked up. Yes, okay, I give him that, right? But behaving like this is also just shit ass behavior. Don't you think? Like, just, okay, you won, just drop it. For the respect of Apollo Legend, maybe. Just drop it.
And while some people, like Notch, are still standing by his side, a massive chunk of his viewers have lost the trust they once had in Karl and his content. They kept rooting for him for years, only to realize they never knew the full truth. However, while regaining that trust might prove near impossible, this doesn't mean that Karl's career is completely over. A part of his audience never cared about the lawsuit in the first place, and just want to see more speedrunning related videos. Like this one fan on Twitter who wrote, "Karl, I've been here since the beginning, and I will say the transition to almost all drama content, although very profitable, is so much worse than your speedrunning content. I hope you can focus more on that going forward. As long as he
That's such a sweet comment. Very adorable.
stays focused on winning back his audience, there's a good chance he'll recover to some extent. Even so, his new reputation as a creator who misled his own audience will likely follow him for the rest of his career."
Can I not see
Karl
that?
Jobst
Oopsie. Yeah, the comment was very wholesome. Karl's work on the completionist charity fraud allegations. Maybe, I don't know, maybe after such a hit, maybe it's good to just either start from new or do something else for a couple of years and then start from new. How you doing, Stubby? Okay, I did not know any of those people aside from Charlie. I only know Charlie. I'm very, very sad about Apollo Legend, but I think in respect to the person, to the Apollo Legend person who got into this, even though he did not want it to be in all of this drama, maybe just the people should drop it. That is maybe a healthy way of dealing with it, so that the person who did not want it to be inside of all the mess can rest in peace. Doing very well. How are you? I'm really good. Thank you. That was interesting, but I really did. I just knew Charlie. That's it. That's sad. Yeah. I mean, it's very sad, but what can you do about it? It was his decision after all. So sad, but still respect is needed in this case, right? Okay. So To brighten up your mood again, though, I will show you the dinosaur game now.